Background of the company. Our company is CJ Sentry that was established in 1970 in Korea, while in Malaysia they known as the CJ Logistic Malaysia that was incorporated in 1988. CJ Logistic also known as the leader of integrated logistics in Malaysia. They have their own warehouse to store their goods. They have their own vehicles to deliver their logistics, and they have more than 10,000 workers to run their business together. Service of CJ Sentry is integrated logistics, procurement logistics, oil logistics, data management solution, and courier service. Their vision is to transform the CJ Group through process evolution and strategic alliance, which can effectively enhance the customer supply chain. And their motto is doing the right things right. They also have their own policies, which is quality policy and safety and health policy. They offer both contract and permanent employees, which is they created their own employment. And then they have a lot of achievement, which is the latest one is on 13th February 2020. CJ Sentry's acquired related company to expand logistic business, and they also have a lot of events that will help, but the latest and the nearest one to the Malaysia is in Thailand, where CJ Logistic is growing its business expansion under its Pan Asia number 1 strategy.
My name is Nuraisin Azli Metimat Uni, metric number 252742. Today I will explain about industry background. TCG Center is regarded as a logistic industry. Logistic industry can be expressed as the way of acquiring, treating and delivering the product with the right quantities to the right place. So based on the World Bank LPI, Malaysia record the highest score for the region of Southeast Asia in 2016, right after the Singapore, but the rank of had been dropped from 32nd rank in 2016 to the 41st rank in 2018. To evaluate more, we look on GDP, growth rate and employability. For the GDP, it was predicted to be increased 4.3% by 2020 in Malaysia. It is because of the increase of number of trade and continuous support for the government. And for the regional, Asia Pacific contribute the highest GDP of 13.5% in 2015. South American, Europe and North America contribute under 12% each. For the global, we have around 8 trillion to 12 trillion profit each year. In 2019, the GDP contribute to 12% of the world. And for the growth rate in Malaysia in year 2020-2025, it is predicted to be a total of 11% CAGR with the increase 5 to 6%. And for the global, it was predicted to grow to USD 15,000 billion by 2023 with CAGR amounting to 7.5%. And for the employability, in Malaysia, it has divided into 5 sectors, and warehousing and support activity is the highest, which is 35.9%. And in global, this logistics is regarded as the small portion compared to agriculture and manufacturing. Logistic industry is half of the manufacturing employability. And for the competition, for the biggest player, first we have Dush Post DHL Group for Malaysia, SPO Logistic in global, and DB Schenker for region. It is Asia Pacific region. And for the biggest suppliers in Malaysia, we have Hitachi Transport System. In global, we have DHL Supply Chain and Global Forwarding. And for the region, we have global logistic provider that serve Europe, USA, Russia, and Europe and Pakistan. And for the biggest buyers, we do not have much information. It is either divided by region or global. So I will pass to the next presenter.
My name Aisyah binti Adam. My metric number is 255 Okay, I will continue present about the SWOT analysis of CJ Sentry. Rank of the CJ Sentry is the CJ Sentry has the certificate of service. The service provided by CJ Sentry such as freight forwarding, warehousing, parcel service, contract. Besides, they are also halal logistic to meet the demand of the Malaysian market, regionality and Muslim. Next, they have reliable suppliers. This is CJ have a strong base of reliable supplier of raw material that enable CJ to overcome any supply chain bottlenecks. Next, they have broad profile of brand. CJ has strong network of distribution. CJ has established a stable distribution network over the years that can cover most of its potential market. CJ also have its own system to carry out their daily activities. So with this system, this plan include the internal control system, quality management system, and performance evaluation system. Next, the weakness of the CJ Century is CJ Century have high rate of turnover in the workforce. The weakness of the CJ Century is profitability of CJ Group is below the industry average. This means as we can see in the report that we made, the probability of the CJ Century from the year 2015 and 2019 is declined significantly, and in 2019 it has a negative probability ratio of the CJ Century. Okay, the third weakness is the CJ Century have high inventory of relative to the competitors. Group is not very good in demand. Is not very good at demanding their forecasting, so both in-house and in the channel end up holding a higher risk. Nextly is the weakness in research and development cost. Opportunity that CJ Century have is they have a lower inflation. Lack in the new tech policy will have a significant effect on the way of doing business. It can open new opportunities for existing players and CJ Group to improve its profitability. So the introduction of the new technology, standard, and the government free trade agreement allow the CJ Group to reach a new emerging market by opening new market because of the government agreement. The trick for the CJ Century is first is high delivery. As we know, in the shipping industry, we have DHL, Post Laju, JNT, and other courier as well. As the company operates in the numerous countries, it is exposed to currency fluctuation in multiple markets around the world, especially given the volatile political climate. So let's say if the company can face litigation in different markets, different law and constant variation in quality standard in those markets. So this means that, as we know, CJ Century have many branches at overseas, so every country have their different law and legislation in their market. So this they need to follow their regulation at there. So next is the rising raw material could pose a challenge to the profitability of CJ Group. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Ismawani binti Muhammad Yusri, matric number 252632. I will continue the presentation with strategy and financial objective. There are 7 strategy objective and 3 financial objective for CJ Century Logistics Holding Berhad. The first strategy objective is to respond faster towards customer needs every day. CJ Century must consider a rapid response approach in order to achieve its customer service targets in a timely manner. The second objective is to improve total quality management by every year. The company need to follow a high quality standard, but the logistical activities that are performed across the country become the main issue. The third objective is to attain staff retention by 90% every year. CJ Century need to work on in reducing the number of staff turnover by finding the best way. The fourth objective is to achieve 95% of successful delivery rate in the next 5 years. CJ Century should have the skills and experience to deliver goods without delay or damage. The fifth objective is to match with the pace of e-commerce business every year. The company need to invest more on new technologies to keep up with the growing demand from e-commerce networks. The sixth objective is to increase customer satisfaction by 10% in the next 5 years. CJ Century should aim for greater customer service as it is one of the most vital items to do in business. The last strategic objective is to grow in new market segments in the next 5 years. CJ Century must expand its business in the development markets and division by emerging markets and thriving e-commerce markets around the world. Next, we move to financial objective. The first financial objective is to increase annual profitability by 5% every year. CJ Century will boost profit and even draw more customers at competitive price by lowering transportation and warehousing costs. The second objective is to reduce operation costs by 5% every year. In reducing logistic costs, it is essential for the company to cut down transportation costs. The last financial objective is to reduce inventory level and reduce carrying costs. Reducing inventory deployment to the lowest possible level often helps to please the customer and minimize overall distribution costs for CJ Century. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Ainur Irdina binti Nazri and my metric number is 252625. Now I will present about the Taos metric. Taos metric will help with the brainstorming and developing great ideas to generate effective marketing strategy and tactics. The external opportunity and threats are compared to the internal strengths and weaknesses to identify strategic options which are the SO, WO, ST and WT strategies. The first column is the SO strategies. The company need to use strength to exploit opportunities. These are the analyses made that company can use. I will highlight several strategies that will be further discussed. Number one is the expand services by different platform. CJ Century can use their strength, which are their diversity of services and reliable supplier, and the opportunity that they can exploit are the low inflation and the new online channel for the client. CJ can use market development strategy for this one. Next is the large scale market that combine the strength point 1, 4 and 5 with the opportunities of point number 4, and they will be used the market penetration strategy. Lastly, SO strategies number 5, which is secure dominance in existing market, which CJ Century use strength number 5 and the opportunity point 4 also under the market penetration strategies. Now for the W strategies, CJ Century need to overcome their weaknesses in the area of the opportunities. For number 1, improve the workforce effectively and efficiently. CJ Century has a high rate of turnover in the workforce. They need to overcome using the corporate strategies. Next is improve the e-business. CJ Century's profitability ratio is below the industry average, so they need to use the business strategy in this. Lastly, upgrade business network and system using new technologies as they are lacking for investing in the new technology. They need to use market development strategies for this one. Now for the ST strategies, CJ Century need to use strength in order to overcome the threats. First ST strategy is improve the quality of services. This will use product development strategy as it combine the S2, S4 and T1. Next, strengthen the cooperation with suppliers. CJ Century has reliable suppliers so they can overcome the rising price of the raw material. Lastly, WT strategies. These are the actions that addresses weaknesses and challenge the threats. First point is to improve inventory management using the operational strategies. Next is the CJ Century will use corporate strategy to improve management in other countries. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Muhammad Roslan and my metric number is 253064. In this video session, I will do my presentation which is recommendation. There are 4 phase which is phase 1, 2, 3 and 4. The phase 1 is the company should implement the strategy within a year. The recommendation strategy is expand services through different platforms.
conclusion, as we know, nowadays, our world are facing pandemic COVID-19. Since pandemic COVID-19, restricted movement order was implemented and logistic industry was become very competitive due to buying through online platform was become new norms by publics all over the world. And CJ Century is also included in this industry. CJ Century do the strategic analysis where they analyze the current situation including the barrier and constraint that faced by CJ Centuries in order to develop new fresh strategy and trade.